then. When I got on it, it was not so much. It was more like a tin can, if you will. So so we ended up, going out to the Persian Gulf in the middle of the war, or whatever the case may be, in April, and the ship broke down, and it broke down for 15 hours, and we were out of light. Water, everything. There was the light. We were dead in the water, if you will. So we're just floating. We started rolling, to the west, and then it broke down again the next night at 9 o'clock. So I had to do for 9 hours to do the whole thing. It's a harrowing experience. I was 20 years old. I mean, what an experience that was, and I would not change my service for the world. I was proud of what I did. I make a joke of it now, but it was, it's a serious situation. You're in the military and you're going off to war, but I'm very proud of what I did. And now I'm able to extend what I've learned over the last 28 years to other veterans and empower them to do the same thing. So I'm very proud of it.
I think one of the things that your story really emphasizes is how, the kind of challenges that are unforeseen that kids
yeah,
get thrown into. And not all of them are, of course, not all of them are planned. And even though we live in the country with the best of, the best equipment available, they still use some of the old stuff too.
They did.
So,
They
yeah,
did. It was,
but
it was decommissioned like right after 1994, 94,
Yeah.
95. I was in from 89 to 93. So it was, but you're right. I mean, as young as you are, of course, it's a volunteer service right now. But obviously it wasn't in the past, but it's a volunteer service now. But still, you're 18, 19, 20 years old, and you're thrown into things that obviously you didn't expect, but you overcome. There's no other choice. You just overcome it in whatever you can gather in yourself, and you just do it.
Yeah, you go from what party am I going to go to how do I help my, my brethren, sister, and how do I help them survive in this difficult situation? So
Exactly.
in a snap of a finger, and one just statement to the government, promise to the government.
Yeah, right. When I got out, and this is kind of going to be a segue into my PowerPoint, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
But when I got out, I didn't get a lot of information regarding the benefits that I got going in. I mean, that's not why I went in. But when I came out, they didn't really sit down with me and talk to me about what was available to me. I mean, Les, you said that you really didn't know as well. I mean, they're trying to rectify that by having some sort of program that the veterans are able to sit down and get maybe a glossed over feel of what their benefits are. A little birdie, I must have heard something somewhere, because when I got out, I did go to the back of the newspaper when they were around, and it said VA home loan ? Need one. And so I went there, and the person who helped me was really, really bad. Just didn't educate me, didn't make me feel empowered, didn't make me feel like I was using my benefit. It was more of, making her work, if you will. So I made sure that I read the VA handbook cover to cover, and made sure that another veteran would not have to do and not feel the way I felt when I was supposed to feel empowered, and instead I felt sick to my stomach. And I really don't want another veteran to feel that way, if possible, or at least educate them on what they can do to help themselves to get into a position of that,
Carol, and I don't want to talk a lot about my program here, but that is exactly why we concentrate on your story as a business person, because we all know that there is something in your past that you decided, wait a minute, okay, I got this done. but it wasn't a lot of fun, or I would have done it so much different.
Right.
And as a business person, that's what we want to do, is we want to present people your why. Why do I do this? Why am I in this position? And what led me here? And this is my information, so get a hold of me, because look, I went through the garbage so you don't have to.
Right.
So that's one of the reasons why we do this. Les, before we get going with the PowerPoint, did you have any questions?
No, I think she's pretty much covered the history, and it sounds like she did all self-education, which I think is very interesting, because today they actually have certifications in it, which I learned this week. And so, but she has so many years, I'm sure she's self-taught, and like they said, some of the best people are self-taught. So
yeah, 28 years with boots on the ground is